Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're doing a reading on how you can align your chakras. So we have 3 piles to choose from, as you can see, and we're going to be using both the imagery on these cards and the crystals to choose from. So without further ado, for pile 1 we have Sunstone, and this card here, which is Vision. And then for pile 2 we have this tree agate, and this card here, the Dawn. And then for pile 3 we have red carnelian, and this card would Nourish. So feel free to pause the video if you need to. You can choose using whichever crystal you're drawn to or whichever imagery on the cards you're drawn to. And I will see you in your reading. Hi there my pile ones, welcome to your reading. So I'm going to pop your Sunstone Tower over here. This particular card, to me, this is representing the main chakra that you need to work with, which is, I would associate this one with your third eye because of the eye being here. But there's something about working with your intuition and your psychic abilities and visions, and deepening your spiritual practice as well, that would be helpful for you to unblock or balance this particular chakra. There's also a need to do the things that bring you happiness and joy, and really add that playful side of life to you as well, and make you feel connected with that inner child aspect of yourself. Because it's going to give you more energy to do things. It's going to just really lift your vibrations and your spirit. And by doing so, it's going to make you quite magnetic as well. But yes, if you've been thinking about working with, whether it be even something like starting to read tarot cards for yourself, if you don't already, I know a lot of people that watch tarot readings are already readers themselves, or people that are very interested in those sorts of things. So it's quite possible that you may want to develop that part of yourself, or there is a desire to, and you've been putting it off or questioning whether you should do it. But it's time to stop letting any limiting beliefs about yourself and what you're capable of stopping you from doing things, because it's only going to lead to your unhappiness if you keep listening to those inner voices. Because this is going to help to unlock everything for you. Whether it be that you end up working within a field along those sorts of lines, whether it be working as a medium, tarot reader, some kind of psychic, there's something there that would, even if it isn't for work, it would unlock new opportunities for you to meet new people, do new things, and really kind of come into alignment with who you are on a deeper level, which is going to lead to your happiness or a deeper sense of happiness. Not to say that you're necessarily unhappy right now, but you may feel like there's something missing. And just be curious and allow yourself to treat it as an adventure and explore. That's going to really help at the moment. So, with that being said, we're going to see if there's anything else in the tarot. Weirdly enough, I already recorded your pile once, and, well, thought that I recorded it. But apparently I'd forgotten to hit the record button. So I've just kind of treated that as a practice run because I haven't done this particular reading before. And we're going to see, because the messages feel different now that I've had that practice run. It feels more true and authentic. So you may find that you have a few false starts in whatever it is that you're trying to do. You try and do something and it doesn't take off, it doesn't go anywhere, or it doesn't come out quite right. And that's just your spirit team coming in and kind of allowing you those dry runs and that practice, and to kind of intervene in a way, because everything's flowing so much better this time round than it was the first time that I recorded this pile. And there's something quite significant in that, I think, for you as well. So don't give up. If you're trying to do something and it isn't quite going to plan, don't give up. It's just that those particular circumstances aren't quite in alignment yet and aren't quite right. Make sure that you are truly in alignment with your authenticity as well, because that's going to make all the difference. Because if you aren't authentically showing up, like I don't feel like I was the first time that I was trying to record this pile. It felt kind of more choreographed and like I was deliberately trying to do a particular thing rather than just letting everything flow. And if you try and micromanage things like that, especially when you're working with your intuition and insight, like this card talks about, then it's just not going to work, because you're not going to be relaxed enough to be able to let everything flow and come through. So with that being said, if you are enjoying my ramblings and this is resonating, please let me know in the comments, or feel free to like this. It all helps the channel and supports me, which is always much appreciated. And of course, I appreciate you being here anyway, and letting me read for you. So without further ado, Spirit, what else do we need to know about this? What else for my pile ones, and how they can bring their chakras into alignment? Six of Swords. Yeah, there's something about moving away from things. Temperance. Yeah, so things, if you've tried something and it hasn't worked, and it kind of feels like there's time for movement and being able to, there might even be travel involved as well, but finding calmer waters, whether it be the types of people that you are spending time with, if they aren't fully supportive, or if spirituality is quite new to you, then it may be that it just doesn't sit right with them. But that doesn't mean that you can't find, because we can have multiple groups of friends, can't we? And some of them are going to get it, some aren't. And that's completely fine, because we're all on different journeys, and we're all on different stages of our journeys as well. But that doesn't mean that you can't break free of any mental trappings that you've got, because I'm seeing how she's sat here in this boat, and the swords are all in front of her. And swords they're our thoughts, our inner, yeah, they are our thought processes, and we can create our own mental trappings. So although Spirit may be pushing you forwards into calmer waters and finding you somewhere new that's going to be more in alignment with you, don't allow your own limiting self-beliefs to stop you from getting there, or stopping you from being able to see things clearly. because there is a sense of healing needed here as well. And Temperance is all about finding that balance and that healing, and really allowing yourself to drop into your authentic self, because you don't have to do everything all at once. You see how she's just dipping her toes in here into the water, and she's still got one foot on the bank. You don't have to go all in straight away. You can do it with moderation. As I say, with having different friendship groups, there is absolutely nothing to stop you from finding your tribe outside of your immediate friend group that you have now. Ace of Pentacles, yeah, tangible new beginning. It's time to I was going to say it's time to move. It's time to explore new places, new avenues, and new groups and circles of people, and a new, it's a very tangible kind of thing of physically going somewhere new, whether it be that you are going to your local spiritual shop that has a monthly meet or something like that, where like-minded spiritual people sit and discuss their experiences, and it's a monthly meet. Whether it's something like that or something that is, depending on your spiritual choices, it may be going to church or going to some kind of mediumship group. But there is something about physically, tangibly going somewhere and having new experiences that's going to be really important for you. As this is such a physical thing, it may also be something to do with making changes physically to your appearance or your body as well, starting a new diet, starting a new exercise routine. That could be the move that's needed, that movement to unblock anything that is trapped in your body. If you have any of those negative energies that have become kind of trapped and are a perpetual thing that keeps going over and over and over in your head, that is creating these mental blockages, then moving your body and actually tangibly doing something, it's all going to help to kind of free that energy up again and allow it to pass through you so that it doesn't become stagnant and stuck. Judgment, yeah. Don't judge yourself too harshly. This could be something literal, that where you are literally judging yourself or judging others for not understanding where you're coming from. It's also making me think of following your own inner knowing and that inner call, because judgment is normally, I'm sure it's judgment that normally has the what's the instrument called? It's not a trumpet. The horn that's normally in it. Oh, if you read tarot, you know what I mean. But for some reason, I can't think what it's called. Which talks about our inner knowing and inner calling to follow our dreams and to follow that intuitive call and intuitive nudge. And I can't take all of those. How many have we got? Okay, 2. We'll take both of those. So 2 of Wands and the Ace of... Two of Swords, sorry, and the Ace of Wands. Weirdly enough, the 2 of Swords is the only card that's come out exactly the same as from the first time round that I tried to record this pile. But yeah, you've got two aces that have come out. So yes, it may take planning. You may not feel like you can see how to get there right now. and what it is that you're working on or working towards, and allowing yourself that freedom to follow what you're being called to do and your self-development. But don't allow yourself to become too closed off to anything, because if you can follow your passions, along with this tangible new beginning here that we were talking about earlier, if you can allow that spark of passion for what it is that you want to do, carrying on with the example that I've been using of developing your spiritual practices and your intuition and inner knowing, if that brings you a spark of drive and passion and want and need to move forwards, don't deny yourself that. Don't overthink it. Don't feel like you need to have everything planned out before you take action, because that's going to lead you to stagnate again. So follow this call to take action, and find people to work with as well. As I was saying earlier about finding groups and like-minded people, I don't even know if that's in the shot. Not really. Let's squeeze it over here. So, which probably isn't in the shot either, but yeah, it might be now. But there is a need to, I'm just going to strategically place that there, because I've realised how in a state of undress she is, and I don't want to get in trouble for it. But there is a need to work with other people, whether it be finding yourself some kind of group of like-minded people that you can work with, who will help you develop these skills and help you develop your intuition and psychic abilities, or anything else that it is that you want to work on. And being able to connect with other spiritually minded people, that's going to be what's going to support you right now. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but which I probably am. You're probably going to go, George, you're repeating yourself. Stop now, please. In case you don't know, my actual name is Georgina, so I will refer to myself as George or Georgie at some point, because obviously my name is not Leonyx, because the channel's named after my little dog and his favourite crystal. But I'm being sidetracked now. Don't know why I've decided to suddenly share that with you. But we're going to grab you some oracle cards, just as advice, follow-up advice from Spirit, but to align your chakras. This is what you're being guided to do, to align with your passions. Take those steps to follow what it is that you're being called to, and allow yourself to have that tangible new beginning, and to not get caught up in any negative thinking. We all do it, but if you can take those steps to work with people who are like-minded and who will support you through this, they will help you get through it and give you the support and nurturing that you need to continue on this path without talking yourself out of it before you've begun. And that's going to be the best thing for you moving forward at the moment. So what other advice do you have for my pile ones, please, Spirit? And we have fulfillment. What else, please? I'm actually going to read these from the guidebook. And we also have abundance and mystical. So where did I put the guidebook? Because there's a little like intention setting thing at the bottom of them. They're only sort of a sentence, but I really love this guidebook and deck. So this is for this one here. So fulfillment, the key words for this one are self-realization, satisfaction and achievement. Have you been finding yourself feeling a hollow emptiness or an aching sensation, desiring something more, yet you cannot quite put your finger on it? This is quite normal for us humans. Wrap yourself in a tight blanket and close your eyes. Feel a calm wave of warm security begin to soothe your mind. Realize how green your grass already is. Knowing what you have in this moment and hold it dear to your heart. Safely light a candle and burn some sage or your favorite incense. Let the energy flow around you and cleanse away any empty feelings. Replace them with fullness and complete contentment. Once you are feeling more content and grateful, reach for a dream that will dance hand in hand with you into your world. And the intention for this card is: count your many blessings, especially the small ones, for they may be your greatest treasures. I love that. It's going to help you stay in that higher vibrational set point by focusing on the gratitude and things that you already have, which is going to allow everything else to flow to you with a lot of ease. And so the next one is abundance, and the key words for this one is harvest, grateful, overflowing. There's a lot of gratitude going on here. Delve deeply into your life, past, present and future. Take into account even the smallest gifts that have been bestowed on you. As humans, we sometimes forget that the simplest blessings are often the most important and meaningful. We think we will always have them. Life is fragile and can change in 1 second. Begin this very moment showing the universe appreciation. The sun has risen another day. Its warm rays offer you comfort as they wrap around you. The moon hovers above, glowing in the night sky. Her dim light casts dancing shadows, allowing you to dream. These are just 2 examples of miracles in themselves. Simply say thank you to the universe. And the intention for this one is: count your blessings, goodness prevails. Your life is full and you have all that you need. Oh, pile 1. Are you being really hard on yourself? Feeling like you need to be somewhere else? Be gentle with yourself. Goodness me, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we achieve or don't achieve in life, because we're all going to the same place. None of us make it out of here alive. It's more about the connections that we make and the impact that we have on other people's lives that matter, more than the physical possessions and monetary things that we have by the end of all of this. So mystical. The keywords for this one are dreamy, mysterious, visionary. The mystical language and understanding of otherworldly power may seem beyond your reach. Begin to open the door to this captivating world. Mysterious secrets may be nudging you to explore their depths. Follow the divine light glowing on your mystical path. You can experiment with many methods to help guide you, such as meditation to alter your state of consciousness, contemplation, self-inquiry, spiritual development, Reiki, and dream enhancement. Expand your knowledge of crystals, herbs, lunar cycles, astrology, and mastering meditation techniques may also be useful tools to assist you on your mystical journey. I love that, because that's what we've been talking about. So gratitude and deepening this. So the intention for this card is: open the door to wonder, fly above the naked eye, what the naked eye can see, reach beyond the whispers of human comprehension. I love this. I want to send you a big hug though, because I feel like you've been really tough on yourself for not being where you want to be already. Or not feeling good enough to be where you want to be or do what you want to do. So, I'm going to leave your reading here, but I am sending you so much love, Pile 1. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. And of course, I hope that you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So, this we're going to kind of use as the main theme, your card that you chose, and then we're going to get some tarot on this as well. But to me, this is really talking about how we show up in the world, how we present ourselves, whether it be the style of clothes that we wear, how we cut our hair, whether we choose to put on a mask when we leave the front door, or whether we choose to show up as our authentic selves. So there may be a need to drop the mask, because I keep being drawn back to this and feeling there's almost like a sense of feeling trapped in how you present yourself, and that you've done it for so long now that you feel like you can't break the mold and be your authentic self. And it's begun to feel like it's really draining. If you can, take some time out to spend in nature and allow yourself to connect with your local forests, trees, green spaces, and really not just spend time in those spaces, which is important, but also to pay attention to what plants are there, how they grow and evolve over time, and what their flowers are like, how they die back in winter, how your local land is evolving over time and how it changes, and the wildlife that's there. And really allow yourself to connect with nature in that way, on a very local, unique way to you. So you don't have to go far from your house. If you're living in flats, then just go to your local green spaces. You can even observe the plants that you have in your garden, if you have a front or back garden, and observe those. But there's something about reconnecting with nature and reconnecting with, it's almost like reconnecting with your roots. So it may be something, it's those parts of yourself that you keep maybe hidden and masked from the rest of the world, that you need to really focus on. Which is strange, because when this card first came out, I'm falling over my words slightly, but when this card first came out, I automatically thought of how we dress and what we adorn our bodies with, rather than stripping back and reconnecting with your roots. But I think for you, that's what this is all about. That's what's going to help align your chakras, and just to really connect with nature and your true nature and essence of who you are beneath all of that. You don't have to do everything at once, or to suddenly show up wearing complete different clothes when you're around people. You can if you want to. There's nothing to stop you from doing that. But to also take that time to reconnect with yourself and reconsider maybe how it is that you are presenting yourself to the world, whether it's truly authentic to you and who you really are, underneath everything, because we often kind of get stuck in a rut, don't we? We put the same clothes on. We're all guilty of it. We put the same clothes on week in, week out, because they're what's to hand. They're what's just been through the wash, and quite often they can be easier to put your hand to than something that may have been in your wardrobe for weeks. So maybe this is also a sign to go through your wardrobe and drawers and double check what's in there and whether it still feels like you. If not, maybe it's time to have a clear out. The things that aren't aligning with who you are and how you are presenting yourself to the world, so that you can present yourself more authentically and free up that space. If you were to sell those clothes on that are no longer that reflect a true essence of who you are, you could also look at replacing some of those and getting some new items that are more true to who you are. Even if you're only feeling comfortable at the moment to wear them at the weekend, there could be something in that for you as well. So, Spirit, what do my pile twos need to be aware of to do to to align their chakras? How can my pile twos align their chakras, please, Spirit? How can my pile twos align their chakras? How can my pile twos align their chakras? There may be something, I know we've been talking about how we adorn our bodies and fashion and things like that, and how we show up in the world. But if there's something that you are something to do with that, so if you like designing clothes, as an example, it doesn't have to be this, but if you like designing something and kind of helping people, it could be interior design, but really allowing yourself to start sharing that with others. It could even be jewellery making. Anything that we can adorn our bodies with that you enjoy creating, being in that creative process and sharing it with others, it can help you find that mental clarity that you're seeking. If you aren't sure what to do or how to pursue this, and just keep working at it. The Knight of Swords is quite a fast moving energy, although it's surrounded by two pentacles here, which are much slower energies. Pentacles are, if not the slowest deck, it's the slowest suit, in the deck. So you may find that you have lots of ideas, but the things are moving in the more tangible sense of the situation are moving slower. But know that this slow and steady progress, you're good on your own, and you are going to see the fruits of your labour. Although you may feel like your mind and ideas and thoughts are all going at like 100 miles an hour and the progress is slow, take those slow, tangible steps to be able to share what it is that you want to create and achieve and make. Share it with the world, share it with your loved ones. If you're making jewellery or something like that, you can gift them to friends and family when you first start out, because they're going to be walking advertisements for you, because then if anyone asks, oh, where did you get that from, then they're going to refer them back to you. And you can set things up so that you have a website or social media to send someone to. But there is something about sharing what it is that you're creating, because it's going to allow to that energy to kind of free up and get moving, because everything's going to take a slow, steady progress. But it very much feels something that is quite nature-based and cyclical, and that will take time to progress, that's going to support your chakra alignment. Queen of Swords, yes, that mental, having that control over your mental realm, and having good boundaries, knowing what to, that discernment of what to keep, what to cut out, whether it be people, situations, trimming down the amount of ideas that you have flying around in your head, so that you know which ones you are tangibly working with to move forwards with. Because you can't do everything, not all at the same time. You can add bits and pieces as you go, but you can't do everything all at once, because there's an emotional thing that you are seeking, and yeah, it's having that balance between, once you can get your mental realm under control and practice that discernment, having good boundaries, is going to allow you to really seek out the things that are going to be emotionally fulfilling for you, and that are going to allow you to find that happiness. Yeah. We've also got the Five of Cups come out as well, and funny enough, I was looking at this particular Knight of Cups, and she almost looks sad looking at this one cup, like she wants more cups than just that one that she's carrying, because she's being so careful with it and so mindful, and it's almost like a sense of, oh, this is the one cup that I have left kind of thing, rather than it being something where you're abundantly wanting to share an overspilling cup. It had a completely different energy to it when I saw it. And then with the Five of Cups here as well, there's a need to emotionally, if you are struggling with things emotionally and not feeling like you're in a very good place for positivity and just kind of in a state of not depression but low mood. I mean, it could be depression, but it's almost like a sadness to it. Be mindful of this energy. It might be because things aren't moving quick enough for you, but there is a need to focus on what you do have. It's growing. In this card, in the Knight of Cups, there is only one cup that is upright. In the Five, there's two, but you need to be able to turn around and see it and practice that gratitude for what you do have, and allowing yourself to really fill your own cup and allow yourself to come from a place of overflowing abundance, because then you're going to be able to have this mental new beginning, which is going to lead to bigger and better things as well. So it may be that there are things that you want to achieve and do that are to do with maybe the fashion industry or jewellery or really changing how you're presenting yourself in some way. But there is a need to clear up this emotional and mental energy so that you can, it's almost like flipping the script. So how could you do this? Spirit, how can my pile twos practice this discernment? What do they need to be looking out for? What to try and do to refocus their energy onto something more positive? There's a need to follow your gut instinct, and if something doesn't feel good to you, then there's a need to put a boundary in place. If you don't feel good doing something or being in someone's company, it's time to walk away. It's time to say no to that. Make sure that you stop and kind of consider whether you have enough spoons to do it. It's a chronic illness term where you only have so many spoons to get through the day. The spoons represent your energy. So someone who is completely healthy and has no illnesses to worry about, they have an infinite number of spoons. Someone who has a chronic illness only has, say, 20 spoons to use up during the day. So you have to work out exactly what it is. It's kind of a way of prioritizing. So if you only have 20 spoons to work with in that day, and it takes, say, 5 spoons to have a shower, a spoon to make something to eat, what do you want to spend the rest of your spoons on in that day? And if you don't quite have enough spoons for the day, can you borrow from tomorrow's spoons? And then have less spoons to work with the next day. So, and there's something about that feels quite appropriate to working through this situation and aligning your chakras, is using that kind of analogy to work out what you have the capacity for within your day. Whether you have the capacity for a particular person, situation or activity. Do you have the capacity for it? Do you need to say, can I get back to you on that? Or can I check my diary and I'll let you know? I can't give you an answer straight away. I'll need to get back to you. Something that gives you that buffer so that you can then go away, assess what your capacity is, and then give an answer at a later date, rather than committing yourself to something that you may then regret saying yes to, or didn't really want to say yes to in the first place, and just being able to find that power in saying no. Also, gratitude journaling as well, and having that practice of really sort of finding a way to tap into what you're grateful for during the day, because it will help you shift into a more positive mindset as well, and out of this 5 of Cups kind of energy, because that's going to help you to shift that mindset as well, and really invest in your emotional well-being and self-care. That's something else as well. Making time for your own self-care so that you are sharing things from an overflowing cup rather than trying to pour from an empty cup. I'm just going to use these oracle cards to see if there's any further advice that Spirit wants to give you on how to align your chakras. Pile 2s, please, Spirit. Is there any further guidance on how they can align their chakras, please? Wish. What else, Spirit? Any other further advice? Pile 2s. Mindful. I'm just going to pull one more and then we will get into it. And white light. So for these, I decided, what did I do with the book? I decided that I was going to read these because they're quite a short little thing, and I love how they describe it. So we're going to read Wish first. If I can just find it. There it is. So it's for this one. The keywords are aspiration, dream and magic. Dare to dream and wish on the sparkling stars. Transport yourself into a hazy, calm and dreamy state. Envision your fantasies coming true and your aspirations being fulfilled. Try walking through a magical, dimly lit forest. Smell the abundance and earthy scents. Be watchful for the hiding forest animals spying on you. Listen to the rustling leaves in the tree canopies above. Touch the soft, mossy rock formations and twisting branches. Inhale the fresh, woodsy air whisking around you. Now gather your thoughts and awaken your senses. Transform all your wishes and dreams into reality. Or leave them just as they are, wishful dreams, and enjoy the place that you visit when you travel to these faraway magical lands. And the intention is, invite light and hope into your life. Be curious, dream and move forward. Magic is inside of you. And there is something with this about really working on your manifestation skills as well. So even if you start small, I like using the perfect parking space for my practice. And if you set the intention and ask, like for me when I'm going somewhere, then I'll ask my angels and say, please can you guide and look after me and make sure that I make it there safely within perfect time and safe parking when I get there. And I can almost guarantee that, well, I was quite surprised, but it worked so spot on, and the parking spaces were so close to where I needed to be. I didn't have far to walk anywhere once I got there, once I'd driven there. It's little things like that, and it builds your confidence in being able to attract those situations to you and to manifest them. So start with something small and then allow it to come to you, and then work on growing it and taking those small tangible steps to grow these things. It's a very pentacly kind of way to go about it, to just take it one step at a time and work your way up to manifest bigger things as well. So mindful is our next one, which is this one. So the keywords for this one are nourish, focus, authentic. Practice the art of mindfulness daily. Our thoughts tend to race all over the map, sometimes like a rock skipping across the water or a bumblebee feverishly dancing from flower to flower. And it's this Knight of Swords energy that we were talking about earlier. Coax yourself to be still with your undivided attention as you experience the very moment you are living in. Regretting yesterday's oops moments or worrying about tomorrow's mystery outcome is robbing you of the now. In reality, the now is the only moment that truly counts and that matters the most. As you practice this new way of living in the moment, you will become wiser and more connected with your reality. Your life will slow down and you will have more time to fill in with all the quality things you love to do. I love that. So the intention for this card is live consciously in the moment, slow down and take notice. Make changes to what you must, accept what is here to stay. So it's just about having that mindfulness practice of being present in the moment, whether it be that you are stopping and taking a few deep breaths during your day, feeling into your body, and just really being present with yourself, because if you can take those slow breaths, it allows you to drop back into your center of being in that moment. So it feels, in some respects, about getting out of that kind of monkey mind that we have going on, and really bringing yourself back into the present moment and allowing yourself to focus on the positives. So let's see what this one has to say with the white light. So the key words for this one are protection, guard, purify. You are your own keeper and protector. You alone are responsible for warding off and deflecting negative lower energies in your vicinity. Before you enter a situation, or if you are defending yourself against a psychic attack, request to be surrounded by divine white light. Summon your guides, angels, and your archangels to surround you while coming to your side. Envision yourself encompassed by the white light. Breathe it in fully and fill yourself with its protective energy. Breathe out, releasing all negativity and lower energies. Ask that the white light purify and cleanse your mind, body and soul. Thank your divine light, angels and guides. And the intention for this one is keep strong and stay rooted. Protect your own well-being, including your mind, body and soul. So yes, that to me is also about the discernment that we were talking about earlier, and being able to combine that with the mindfulness and staying rooted and present, because that's going to help you to protect your own energy and to be able to protect what it is that you are, the ideas and things that you're trying to bring to fruition and fulfill these wishes. That's what's going to really kind of support all of that for you. So thank you ever so much. This is where I'm going to leave your reading, pile 2. Thank you for being here. I'm sending you so much love, and I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. And I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi pile 3s, welcome to your reading. So this is your reading if you chose the Nourish card along with the red carnelian tower. So how to align your chakras. This is very much focused on your lower chakras. So this would be, it's mostly, your lower 3 chakras. So it would be your base chakra, which is represented by red, and is where your sense of safety and security come from, and feeling comfortable in your surroundings, and just that real grounded sense of safety, and also where your material wealth comes from as well. But there's also a link here with your sacral chakra, which is all to do with your creativity and bringing things into fruition and birthing your ideas into the world. And we also have your solar plexus as well, which is to do with your overall energy, like how energized you are and things like that. So the things that would help you the most, especially with the Nourish card coming out, it would be looking at your diet and the kind of foods that you eat, and thinking in a way of eating the colours of the rainbow. The more varied and brightly coloured your foods are, like these fruits that are shown in the imagery, the more that's going to nourish your body and be able to, because the foods that we eat, they can have an impact on our energy centres and our chakras. And it's because it's literally what we fuel our body with. So if you think of putting good quality fuel into your vessel, into your body, then it's going to give you a better output. But nourishing yourself isn't only through food, it's also through emotional fulfillment as well. It can be spiritual in nature. They're all facets of nourishing yourself and thinking about your general well-being. You may find that you are drawn to, I was going to say drawn to reading books, but it may be something that you enjoy doing but haven't had time to. If that's the case, then it's a call to actually carve out that time, even if it's only, I don't know, 10 minutes in the morning. If you were to wake up 10 minutes earlier and spend 10 minutes in bed just reading a chapter of your book, just to kind of carve out that little bit of you time to nourish yourself in all of these different ways. It's making me think of self-care as well, and really making sure that your own cup is filled, because then that's going to allow your energy to overflow, like with this cup here, because it looks like there's water overflowing from it. And it's that saying, isn't it, of making sure that your cup is full before you pour into someone else's, because you can't pour from an empty cup. So it's that same kind of thing. Even things like buying yourself a bunch of flowers. If that's what you really love, then it could be your treat at the end of the week to go and buy yourself a bunch of flowers on a Friday. Just those little things that bring you joy and happiness, because they're all going to add to your nourishment. There's something particularly about being creative as well with the crystal that you've chosen, because red carnelian is linked with the sacral chakra, which, as I said previously, is all about creativity. So whether it be writing or art or making jewellery, there is something about, or even knitting or crocheting, but just spending time tapping into that part of yourself, because it's going to help bring that into alignment. We often think of chakras as being something kind of quite removed from us in a way, and that it's only an energy centre that we can't tangibly work with. But these are the sorts of practices that you can do that are going to stimulate that particular energy centre, because they're the things that are linked with it. So I'm going to pop this up here. We're going to pull a few tarot for you as well, just to see what else wants to come through. And obviously, if you want to support my channel, it's all greatly appreciated, and I appreciate you being here regardless, to be honest. But if you feel called to, then please feel free to like, comment or subscribe, as it all helps me out and helps me to be able to continue doing these, if you'd like to support me. Other ways are finding me on social media, because you can find leonyxtarot on Facebook and Instagram as well. But we're going to pull a few tarot and see what else you need to know about this. So, how else can my pile threes align their chakras, please, Spirit? What else do they need to know? Page of Swords and Star. There's a need to find clarity about what it is that you find fulfilling, what your dreams are, and having that balance between work and... Sorry, I just need to censor her, because I don't want to get in trouble with the imagery. But just to kind of find that balance between work and doing things that you find pleasurable, and having that clarity and being able to to communicate that clearly, if there are boundaries that you need to put in place, so that you can carve out this time to nourish yourself and do those creative things and take care of your body and your emotional well-being, and to follow these dreams. Because the star is all about a wish fulfillment. So what you're seeking and trying to, because you may be experiencing blockages in your manifestations and bringing projects to full fruition, but by clearing these chakras and aligning them, it's going to help you with this wish fulfillment and finding this clarity, so that you can really begin to put those boundaries, and they can be self boundaries as well, and having that discipline to be able to follow through. So what else, please, Spirit? What else do my pile threes need to know or do? And we have the King of Swords and the Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's just re-emphasizing that need to really master your mind and the clarity that you need to be able to seek out your emotional fulfillment, and to have mastery over your thoughts. If there's any limiting self-beliefs because of needing to work with your lower chakras, so if there's any fears, limiting beliefs that are coming up, it's all about mastering those. And I keep being drawn to the butterflies that are above the crown here and our King of Swords, which to me, butterflies are all about transformation and being able to go through that process of starting out as that caterpillar and then going into the chrysalis to really transform and metamorphosize yourself and alchemize what you need to re-emerge as that butterfly. So don't be afraid if you need to take a step back from things so that you can focus on your emotional fulfillment, well-being and dreams. It's okay to really carve out that time for yourself and to work with those shadow elements of yourself and those limiting beliefs, because they're going to allow you to gain control over that. What else, please, Spirit? Because being able to gain control over your thoughts and any negative beliefs about yourself, it's going to give you the clarity to know what it is that you're truly seeking as well. If you've been struggling to know what your dreams are, what direction you need to be going in, or what's going to emotionally fulfill you, then that's going to help by working with those. But what else, please, Spirit? What else do my pile threes need to know to help align their chakras? And we have the High Priestess. Yeah, the High Priestess also talks about knowledge and duality, and as I said before, having that balance between the two. But it's also a very spiritual card, so you may find that you find some kind of comfort or a reconnection with yourself through your spirituality. That may be part of your journey and part of what it is that you are working towards. Yes, your emotional fulfillment there with the Nine of Cups. By focusing and working more closely, possibly with your spirituality, whatever your belief system is, it doesn't matter. It's going to help you reconnect with yourself and your emotional fulfillment. And when I say emotional fulfillment, I don't mean in an external kind of way with external circumstances, whether it be through people, work, relationships. This is going to be about how you feel within yourself, your own internal happiness and your own your own comfort with yourself. It's that real feeling of being okay on your own, okay in your own company, and even enjoying your own company, and finding that true emotional fulfillment within yourself, which is going to allow for this cup that we've previously seen to overflow with those emotions, that true abundance of emotions. But on the bottom of the deck we also have the Queen of Pentacles, and she's very nurturing. So there's also a need to nurture yourself as well through that nourishment that we were talking about at the beginning of your reading, because it's also going to allow you to really tap into your material abundance as well as everything else. It's going to allow that to come through, so that you're truly sitting with everything that you need emotionally, materially, physically. It's all going to come through, because this to me feels like the outcome of the energy by working through and aligning these chakras. This is the energy that you're going to enter into, or that you need to embody, which is that real nourishment and, as I say, being able to just have everything that you need at your fingertips. So we're also going to get you some oracle cards. These I'm going to just leave open to spirit, your higher self, and just see what wants to come through as supporting messages. And we have divinity. I'm going to read these to you in a moment. I just want to pull them first. What else, please? What else are my pile threes? And we have mystical. And celestial. So these I've actually been reading from the guidebook, because they have nice little intentions and things that go with them, just as kind of like a bullet point. So divinity is wise, sacred and deity are the key words. You are quite surely a goddess with extraordinary powers in an otherworldly realm. Hold yourself to the highest standard of exquisite excellence. You are walking on this earth to make the difference that was intended for you to achieve. Stand tall on the highest mountain. Lean on your sturdy foundation, as it will hold you steady. Begin to climb your winding spiral staircase. Once you reach the apex, you will discover the entire spectrum of the rainbow waiting just for you. Discover divinity and all of the heavenly creations that inspire you. Your gifts are surrounding you in a wealthy abundance of love. Follow the divine, radiant and spiritual rays of the brilliant love and light being offered to you. And the intention for this one is embrace your soul and true self. You are filled with the ability, strength and knowledge you need to navigate your life's path. Which to me very much speaks about what you are capable of once you work through anything that is holding you back, and do any inner work to align yourself so that you feel completely safe and secure in yourself. Then this is going to really help you with that, and just kind of stepping into your power and knowing your worth. So mystical. The keywords for this one are dreamy, mysterious and visionary. The mystical language and understanding of otherworldly power may seem beyond your reach, begin to open the door to this captivating world, mysterious secrets may be nudging you to explore their depths. Follow the divine light glowing on your mystical path. You can experiment with many methods to help guide you, such as meditation to alter your state of consciousness, contemplation, self-inquiry, spiritual development, Reiki, and dream enhancement. Expanding your knowledge of crystals, herbs, lunar cycles, astrology, and mastering meditation techniques may also be useful tools to assist you on your mystical path or mystical journey. And the intention for this card is open the door to wonder, fly above what the naked eye can see, reach beyond the whispers of human comprehension. This is, to me, the energy of this card is the High Priestess. So, as I was saying earlier in your reading about really kind of connecting with your spirituality, the things suggested in this oracle card may be the things that you need to help you with that and to kind of reconnect with yourself. So I'm going to read that part again. So you may be drawn to spiritual development, Reiki, dream enhancement, or meditation. Those were the things mentioned, so they may be particularly helpful for you for tapping into that energy and embodying that High Priestess energy. And then your last one here, Celestial. I'd flicked past that one, so I've had my finger in it. But this one is, the keywords for it are guides, signs, and spirits. Pay close attention to the messages and signs delivered to you. Some may be easier than others to recognize. Spirit guides and energies combined with the universe deliver guidance, sometimes in the smallest of details. Become tuned into these communications presented to you. They are gifts. Sometimes your message will be delivered very clearly. Other times it may feel like you are putting a puzzle together. Your intuition will play an important role in your discoveries. Have you ever found a butterfly wing, a coin, or even a feather, or taking a walk and you instantly know it was meant for you? Oftentimes the presence of an energy will surround you. Listen and watch closely. And the intention for the card is be one with the universe and spiritual world. You are the sun, moon, the planets, and the stars. To me, this one links in with what we were just saying, and it feels like the energy that you will begin to embody as you shift and align these chakras and move into that Queen of Pentacles energy of having everything that you need. And it's kind of a result of these practices, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a follow-on. This is what it's going to lead to. So I really love that for you, Pile 3. I hope that this has been helpful. Thank you ever so much for letting me read for you. This is where I'm going to leave your reading, but I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye.